How's it going, friends, and welcome back to another ride along with RONIN 47R. I don't even know where to begin. This is the Tier 1 to the Tier 6, done in one sitting. That's right. The Tier 1 now is being purchased because, you know, the best place to start off is in the beginning, and this is the Czechoslovakia, and I apologize for not pronouncing that thing correctly, but I tell you what, you better get some popcorn, sit back, relax, because this is not your standard ride-along video. This is not just one game. This is actually a condensed version of many games in about maybe 4.5 hours, using some boosts, some experience boosts to go from Tier 1 all the way to Tier 6 in one sitting. And I'm proud to say I did not use, because I'm kind of a miser, I'm saving it for something else, but I did not use any free XP except for, I think it was like 462. I remember it was under 500 in the end. And that's all I used. Everything else was straight up grinding. So here's the one and only game in the Tier 1. You know how it is, guys. I mean, this is, I mean, it's even the same Tier 1 map, right? I figured, you know what? I know the drill. I'm just going to go ahead and just let these guys spawn. And I'm just going to go ahead and snipe with my little pea shooter and knock these tanks out. My goal was to try to make sure I didn't have to play more than one game in the Tier 1. It's your typical Tier 1 tank. There's nothing really to say. I think it looks kind of cool in the sense that it looks like a toy car that a little kid would be pushing back and forth on their hands and knees when they're like 3 or 2 years old. But it does have a, you know, a pretty derpy little arcing gun like most of these Tier 1s do, where you shoot and then you wait a little bit and it finally gets there. Of course, the American Proto there that I'm shooting at, it's a little OP when it comes to armor, so good luck with that. And I'm not going to enhance this thing. You know, I'm not going to put gold on it and all that kind of stuff. So went ahead and just did what we need to do. Killed 2 tanks so far. You got your 3 pens, you know, spotted action. Now, here I am looking to see if these guys are going to shoot, looking for some tracers, right? So I was pretty excited. I mean, if I really wanted to run this thing the right way, you know, I would go ahead and put some binocs on, all kind of fun stuff. But I'm going to be here for 5 seconds. Saw a tracer to my left-hand side, and there it is. So here I go. Boom. oh. So, yeah, that pretty much made the game for me there. This was really hard. This was shooting ducks at the carnival gallery. Look at this. I'm going to get him. Oh, nope. I have to plan for the arc of the derp gun. Nope. Okay, so one last tank to go for here. I can get this guy. He stopped, and, oh, a little bit. Oh, I want to get this kill. I want to get this kill. And, oh, man, did not get the killing shot. But walked away with 7 pens, 3 kills, and the spotted, and it was good enough for government work. I'm sure I'll do some silly games in this thing in the future for just messing around in Tier 1s when we do that once in a blue moon. Because I keep all my tanks, 2nd place, big whoop-de-doo. This is not about me showing, you know, how good I can be. This is just, you know what, I want to go up the line as quickly as possible, and I wanted to share this with you guys so you can see what you're going to go ahead and, you know, get yourself into if you go up the Czechoslovakian line. And, you know, it's kind of cool to see the different packages and what it's like to, you know, how the tank moves and shoots and aims and all that kind of fun stuff, and what's going on in the garage with the packages. And there you go. Elite of the Tier 1. You got the TVVZ dot, I don't know why I said TV. TVZ.35, the Tier 2. That's being purchased, and it was nice to get that done in one game. And I said TV. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. It's an LT VZ.35. There's proof right there in front of me. Also, too, when there's some game replays, inevitably there is going to be some sound issues. Should not be a surprise to you guys. The more complicated the video, the more work I ask the computer to do, the more likelihood there's gonna be some challenges, because this guy, I mean, even right now as I'm recording and speaking to you guys, and in the background we're doing a fast time condense time there for you to get going, throwing in some vents and that sort of thing, checking out the packages. You know, even right now my computer is working so hard just recording my voice while I'm watching this video that the fan is blaring. So inevitably there's some sound issues in this video, I'm sure, somewhere. Find Waldo. I'll just tell you ahead of time. You don't have to go ahead and point it out to me. But of course, that's why we're grinding the channel, and we have the program going where, you know, throwing a buck for luck. And I'll get more into that in another video. Just a quick shout out. Thank you very much for everybody who has participated in that, because we are slowly getting some pennies together to get a new computer tower. But anyways, back to the game here in the Tier 2. You know, again, there's nothing really to report, guys. You know, the Tier 1 game, the Tier 2 game, it's, if you've played one, you've played them all. I mean, I know arguably they are different, but they're all the same basic old school technology. If you're aimed in, you have half a chance. If you're moving and you're far away, good luck. It's the old derpy-ish kind of slow arcing fire. Don't get me started on the, this is not an analysis of the players at this level, but, you know, I mean, your damage is, you know, less than 50, between 30, low 40s, and, you know, we're just trying to grind this thing out as quickly as possible. And the only reason why I threw this clip in here is just to kind of give you an idea of how it moves and how the gun shoots and that sort of thing. Also, too, this was just a situation where my team just got rolled, and I mean, the writing is on the wall. I am going to get run over, ran by. It's just a matter of time. I mean, there's just in the vicinity alone, there's 3 guys. They know where I'm at. There's a guy to my left. Oh, no. Gonna go forward here. And by the way, that Tier 2 medium in front of me, my guy, the green, he never even loaded in. It was grayed out. So it was just a dummy tank just sitting there, and I figured, you know, I'll just try to get one more pin before I inevitably get killed here. And that was it. So 7 pins, you know, 2 spotted, a critical, big whoop-de-doo. You'll notice these tanks are very similar to the German line when you come up to the 2, 3, 4-ish kind of area. You know, more specifically the 2, 3 area. Very German-esque, and that's, of course, we've gone over this before, but this is because, you know, that's where Germany pressed into service Czechoslovakian materials, because they were taken over. So here we are, Tier 2, researching a package. And you can see there, I have 330 for the next package, and then of course the Tier 3 tank itself. So back to the grind I go. Played a game here on this map. It wasn't, you know, big 4 pins. It's tough. It is tough. So you are not going to be carrying games in this tank. It's partly skill, a whole bunch of luck, and I mean, look, the TD is not even loaded in right there. The other guy. I mean, it's kind of a circus clown action there. So muddled my way through that and got a few more experience points. But the whole point of me just sharing this stuff with you at this point is, you know, just showing you how the experience is being unlocked in the garage. Proof is right there. You're getting some ideas of the tier levels for the packages. You do get a Tier 3 engine, kind of nice. And we're getting that much closer to the Tier 3. Now, you know, I shouldn't even be talking about the Tier 3 because we're still on the Tier 2 game, but I can't wait to get to the Tier 3 stuff because that gun is so cool. But I'm not going to talk about it anymore because we're in Tier 2. And as it's fully upgraded, and it's almost a joke, you know, talking about how, you know, yes, you have a fully upgraded Tier 2, but on this tank, it really does make a difference. The base model versus the fully upgraded Tier 2, there is a huge difference in feel. It is still a Tier 2 tank, but this game actually turned out pretty well, considering I had some decent modules on this tank. I mean, even the mobility, I mean, you can see there, it's starting to dance back and forth a little bit. It has a little bit of spirit to it now, finally. And, you know, so I can actually get in the game a little bit. Trying to get past that dead tank. And to be honest with you, I thought that was actually a destructible truck or something like that, and realized after I shot it, oh crap, it is a tank. That's not going anywhere, so I wasted time and a shot. You know, at this tier, you really have to think about, you know, if you were to actually kind of analyze and think about how to do well, the guns are not very forgiving. You do have a quick reload, but you have such a low alpha that it's going to take a little bit to whittle down the enemy. So, you know, when you miss a shot, it's kind of a big deal because it's almost, with these guys, they're almost on par with each other, where whoever sees each other first, whoever starts shooting each other first, usually is the winner. Because the vehicles are just so similar. Now some of these are fairly well armored, and so, you know, there's some disparities there. Panzer II-J, things like that. So you kind of have to take that into consideration, you know, when playing, and you'll have to bump up to some premium rounds and HE, and depending on, you know, what the situation is calling for. Now, again, some people are going to talk about, you know, why are you running that type of equipment on here? Have that loadout and whatnot. I just want to, as quickly as possible, get as much experience as possible, because my whole goal in life is to go up the tier levels there, again, as quickly as possible. So why not? Why not increase your chances to be successful? Because success equals experience points. So here we go. The Panzer II came out over there finally. So now we're going to go back over here, go back and forth, and try to take this guy out. But again, you know, this was probably the highlight of the Tier 2s. I don't know. I mean, if I had to play some Tier 2 matches, this is not a tank that I would shy away from. I mean, again, you can't confuse this with some of the premiums and fancy pants stuff at Tier 2. You know, T-Rexes, that sort of thing. That's a whole nother ball game. But I mean, look at that. I mean, I hit a Commander's Hatch at that distance. You know, and of course you're running a 50% crew. Every single one of these tanks at this level so far, you know, I'm just buying the free guys. I'm going to be in there for 5 seconds. It doesn't make sense for me to put in a good crew and grind them and all that sort of thing. Plus, time is money. I was really trying to challenge myself to see how far I can go, you know, before I, you know, had to shut it down for the night. How, you know, what tier? And I was, in the news, I was saying I'm going to go for Tier 4, and I ended up making it all the way to Tier 6. So that was pretty darn cool. So there you go. End of the game. Fast forward there to the defeat screen with 12 pens. And, you know, I mean, you're able to walk away with almost 13,000 silver. First place. Woohoo! I'm a Tier 2 killer. So there it is. And now it's going to... Man, I'm just biting at the bit. It's going to get a little more exciting now, because Tier 3... I feel like Tier 3 is kind of the big hump in the road. You know, this is where the big changes start to happen. Tier 1 and 2, they're worlds of their own. Tier 1's its own world. Tier 2's it's sort of its own world. Tier 3, you know, you're starting to see Tier 5s. You're playing with the big boys. It's a big deal. It's a whole different ball game. The LTVZ.38. Man, so this tank, you're getting not a base level, fully upgraded. You're getting an autoloader. Now, some of you are going to say, who cares? I've seen an autoloader. I've used an autoloader. Big whoop. It's not my thing. Whatever. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's a magic bullet. I'm not saying it's the best thing. There's no such thing as the best tank or best whatever, in my opinion. But you can't go around saying, hey, I've messed with autoloaders. Been there, done that. The Czechoslovakian line, I'm telling you, it is different. I'm not going to say it's better, but I will say it's a hell of a lot different, which means that it may sit better with you. If you're an autoloader lover, you may find that this is the type of autoloader that you've always been wanting. You may say it sucks and you prefer the French or the American. Who knows? But look at the slow aiming. Again, this is the first game in my Tier 3. But look, this is a 50% crew, and it's doing okay, you know. I'm not going for skill, you know, but I will tell you, for stock crew, for stock tank, I mean, this is not too shabby at all. Look at the reload speed. It's pretty cool. I mean, oh, here we go. Here we go. Almost 400. I mean, it's 367. Now he's moving, granted, and there is some dispersion there, but you know, it's not bad. And this is base. So as this thing, I was thinking, you know, this is pretty fun. It's okay. You know, it's not a pain. But I'm going to jump ahead and tell you that as this thing was ground, and I'm sticking with this game because it was kind of fun and I wanted to share it with you. It'll liven up a little bit here in a moment. But as this thing was upgraded, I'll be honest with you. If someone says, hey, let's go play some lower tiers, I am absolutely, this is going to be one of my go-to tanks for Tier 3. This thing was so much flippin' fun. I honestly didn't feel like I was grinding. Tier 1 and 2, it wasn't even long enough to even have an opinion. Tier 3, you start putting a little bit of time in there. You've got several thousand experience overall that you're, you know, having to mess with. So you're spending a few minutes in it. It did not feel like work. I'm going 30 something, and this is stock. Not too shabby. All right, here we go. I did that just for a Hail Mary because I figured the reload and the aim in time, I was just messing around doing some experiments. Look at the guy upside down. Look at the guy over there on the side, Look. I've fallen and I can't get up. But, oh, well, I shot him right in the guts. So he's down. We're up to 2 kills. 6 pens and a Hail Mary hope and a prayer that I'm going to get the sliver of that turret. Oh, right in the forehead. So now it's 3 kills. Oh, I was too slow on that one. But I'm going to go ahead and just plod along here through the mud, through the grass, and go ahead and go northward, el norte. Because we still have about 4 guys to figure out where the arty is, and then the 3 light tanks. Now we know one of them, of course, is to the east of my position. But we don't know where the rest of the guys are. And it's kind of competitive to the extent that, you know, yes, you work as a team, sort of, air quotes, loosely, but also, too, you know, my team is trying to get their own points. So I'm trying to race my guys to quickly identify the location of the target and be ready that if they see the target and they light them up, that I can at least get my gun on target as soon as possible to try to maximize my points. So here we go. Exactly case in point. Now this guy is fast. Here is a tier 3. And it's the good old 1C. Boom for 45. But you know, he's cooking. He is cooking, and it is far, far away. Man, oh man. So I'm hoping. Let this guy do the spotting, and he can't see me. I'm not even detected. So wait. Oh, right in front of him. Okay, wait, I got this one, right? Oh, yes, there you go. Look at this. Come on, baby. Kaboom! Hit him again. So, who doesn't appreciate skeet shooting from a tank? All right, wasn't able to get the arty bit. Oh, man, here's a gift in front of me, and I'm so bitter because the tank's in front of me, and I'm wasting like 10 seconds. Oh, man. Wait for it. And, of course, am I going to be patient? No, I fire early. Luckily, it does connect, and oh, I'll take the hit, but oh, man, I was sure I had it. Boom, there you go. It was worth taking the hit. I'm still doing okay. There is 1 tank left. 4 kills is what I'm running with right now with 12 pens, 3 criticals, and 3 spotted damages. Wasn't sure. I figured this guy was like maybe on top of the hill or something. I don't know. Is he coming back to save his flag? What is he thinking? I have no clue where he is. But then he's spotted, and it's like, well, okay, do I go counterclockwise, clockwise? How am I going to get there? Whatever. I'm just going to make a straight beeline south. I'm not going to get there in time. I really don't think so. I mean, like, he's low health. There's dudes that are closer, but, you know, I'm never going to give up because you just never know. Weirder things happen. He could be driving towards you. He can kill the guy, you know, the green guy. You know, don't give up. Get in there, and you never know. Maybe you can snake away the kill, and, you know, oh, you stole my kill. You know, the one with your name written on it. Yeah, I stole it. So here we go. We're going to get closer. Now, what do you guys think? Place your bets. Am I going to go ahead and get the kill on this thing? Also, too, what do you guys think? What is this kind of game going to give you an experience? This is, again, the first game. So how far up the ladder in the garage am I going to be able to unlock for this tank? You know, just from this one game alone, you know, there is that ×2 involved with this first game, assuming it's going to be a win, which I'm going to predict that it is. And there it is. That's the game. So I'm just kind of curious. I know I was wondering, you know, how far am I going to get up the tree here for this tier 3, this sweet tier 3. And hachoo, there you go. So just under 2,000, first class, pretty good. Guess that was a Reaper in there or something. I don't know. I'm famous for not even calling out medals when they're important, and I don't even know it. But so there you go. Hurry up, Ronin. Hurry up and get to the garage because we want to see, you know, what kind of sweet upgrades we can get for this tank, because these guys are waiting to see the autoloader, and I'm waiting to show it to them. All right, so it's loading up. All right, so here we are back in the garage for the LTVZ.38 and easily take out that, what, 100 and something points, 700 points, 390. I mean, this is taking candy from a baby. Oh, what a tease. What a tease. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to go ahead and free XP that. Nope. I'm going to go ahead and go into another battle. It's 930. Oh, it's only 262? Yeah, let's do it. But I'm not going to go all the way up to the next tank. So now I have... we're going into the game 2. Well, obviously after this, you go into game 2 after game 1. And you're going in with a fully upgraded tank. It has the autoloader. I am clueless as to how many rounds it carries, so I just set up my ammunition the best I can figure out. And I'm just, taking some various clips. There wasn't a particular game at this time that I wanted to really, felt it was worthy to show you, but just focus in on the gun. Just focus in on the aim time and the reload time and the pen. It's just, look at that. Look at that reload. Now remember, this is a 50% crew with no goodies, no chocolate, nothing. This is just whatever he runs. I forgot what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. Look at this. Here we go. And after the reload, after the shot, when it recovers, the aim circle shrinks down very, very quickly. I mean, it is pretty impressive. I mean, and then look at the reload. Like, literally, the 3-round clip. Look how fast it reloads. 1, 2, 3. And that's because he was on the move. I could have shot a little bit faster, but I was trying to make sure I didn't miss. Here we go. Sitting still. 1, 2, 3. And that was because he was so far, I wanted to shrink it in. If I was closer, I could have shot faster than that even. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. It just gets sillier with time. So eventually you get enough experience. You elite your tier 3. You're going to unlock your STVZ.39. So it's changing from the LT signature designation to an ST. And then the number goes up to a 39. And I'm sure... well, I would imagine the LT stands for light tank and the ST stands for medium tank. I don't know. I think of it S word, but I'm sure it has to do with the medium tank because now you are considered a medium class tank. And don't forget, guys, if you're seeing this in time, make sure you sign up with World of Tanks for the contest for getting some free premium time. You basically tell them, and it's on the website there, you tell them which, you sign up and tell them which class you want to play as, you play as it, and, if you do well enough, you get these rewards. Now, I went into a tier 4 tank, right, with a crew, and I took my Skoda T40 crew that I've been grinding, which, by the way, I think he's not even 2 skills yet, but anyways, been grinding him and said, now this is my guy that I'm going to take all the way to tier 10. I'm going to go ahead, put him in the tier 4, because I try to gauge how long I'm going to be in the tier 4, right? Because remember I said, I'm just going to go to a tier 4 in one day and call it a day, and that's it. So I put him in there, and I'm like, let's knock off a ×2. I throw him in here, back into the T40 to grind him up a little bit, and, I'll just tell you the punchline, which is, turned out to be a pretty decent game, where I ended up finally getting my MOE on this tank. Was kind of curious to see what it looked like in person. I did get impatient. Some friends and I, we looked it up, but finally got to see what it looks like in person in the garage on the barrel after this game. So that was cool. But I threw this game in here. Now a word from our sponsors, because this game I actually played it pretty well. I've been practicing the watch this, boom. So I've been practicing with the Czechoslovakian tanks. Obviously, you saw the ones I've been, playing. But before that, I've been grinding this guy here. And he's a little bit of a different animal. I don't even think he really counts as a, quote, typical Czechoslovakian tank, to be fair to the Czechoslovakian line. Now, not that it's fair or not fair, but just being a very, trying to be objective in the assessment. But, the way it does play in general is, look, you have very slow aim-in time. You have a pretty good alpha. You have a slower reload time than, say, the T-34-88. And your armor sucks. So, and by the way, did I mention you can't really dance around going forward and back? The acceleration blows. And whole traverse, it blows. So really, what is this thing good for? Well, learning over time. And again, even the non-premiums have a better gun depression, but this one has an okay gun depression. Basically, you use this as a sniper, not a sniper like a tank destroyer, but you know, you're just really cautious. It's almost like a big fat light tank in the sense that you're cautious and do your work with getting your eyes on and letting other people spot and then put your gun into the game. And then when the time is right, then you can kind of come up and get closer and do naughty things to tanks from behind. So that's really how I've been playing pretty much the whole line of Czechoslovakian tanks in general. Now here's just a little tidbit for you. You play this tank however you want. I'm not saying it's the way to play it. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm not saying it's the only way. Disclaimers aside, gosh, I went back and forth because I felt like it was worth the 5 cents that I was spending to take out equipment and save the silver. And, you know, I thought, okay, look, here's what I'm going to do. The T-34-88 I run with vents, rammer, and a GLD because I'm pretty darn aggressive with it. This thing is very similar to it in regards to the class, the tier, blah, blah, blah. So initially, I put on a GLD, rammer, and vents, and I said, hey, I am going to take this bad boy and play it very similarly to the T-34-88. Well, you know, having run this tank, of course, the T-40, but also having run the other Czechoslovakian tanks, I ended up saying, and I went back and forth, I'm not going to lie. I decided, even though it's just a little bit of a help, it makes sense in the long run for my play style. You know, I took out the rammer, left the GLD in there, and left the binocs on there. And so now what this guy does is he is a little slower on the reload, but you know what? I get into position. Look at this. We're waiting. See, like right now, here is where it's what's more important, GLD or rammer? Well, GLD is. And now look at the aim time and the reload. I was aimed in before the reload, but that's okay because you're not going to get opportunities to sit there and shoot and shoot and shoot. You know, pretty much you need to pop out, you move, they spot you, your view range. So for now, I'm really happy with going with the binocs and hello, and you know, giving them gifts from afar. All right, so here we go. Not too bad. 5 pens, 1 kill, 6 you know, spotted damages, 4 spotted targets, 3 criticals, another spotted damage. That was a no-go right there. I did get hit and racked, but luckily I run in this very delicate, it gets its feelings hurt very quickly. So I run 2 repair kits on this tank, and I was getting ready to shoot this guy, and it was stolen from me. So here we go. I'm going to go for this guy, and nope, no joy for Ronin. But you know what? There was joy in the end. Because is that 6 spotted damages or is that 16? Gosh, I think it was a lot. And it really helped with me getting over 65% by 0.12, coming in 3rd place. I do not pretend to be a super awesome tanker, but I was happy to be middle of the road. All right, so here we are, good old-fashioned Tier 4 tank. And you know, what do you do? What do you do when you're first testing out a tank? What do you do with a tank that does not have good armor, etc.? Well, the smartest thing to do is not to YOLO, and the opposite of YOLO is get eyes on target and just try to help out when people spot, right? Once again, I think this is impressive. It's 2.4 seconds, I believe, is what I saw on the reload. The aim-in circle was not too shabby. Strangely enough, even though the circle seems kind of big, seems like it was putting those shells pretty much in the center. So here we are. You know, I figured this is a really nice spot. You know where the, as you hipsters call it, the meta of the game. Where's the majority? Where's the big flow, the overarching themes of the way people are playing this map? And so they're just lining up there, and they're kind of going to the east and the west. And I'm taking advantage of that through this bush, 100% not being seen. I mean, the best that they can do is figure out would be tracers, and that's a big fat maybe. Pretty impressive too. I mean, look, some of these guys are tier 5s, and they're 521 meters away, mind you. And I am actually connecting with standard rounds. And I mean, I'm legitimately sniping. This is TD range, in my opinion. So it was pretty darn cool. This game, I felt, did a really good job of showcasing what this tank can do under the right circumstances. And look at that, it wasn't even fully aimed in. And let me stress, you know, my crew, although he does have like a couple skills, they're not activated yet because he's not 100%. Like, I just put him in the T40 for a minute, and that was it. Okay, so we have a tier 4. We do have a Panzer coming in here. And pretty quick shell speed there, so I'm getting a little more accustomed to that. And, you know, I like that. I don't like, you don't have to plan ahead too badly. Now there's a tier 6, an AT8 out in the distance, and I'm thinking, look at that nice solid red. Bounce. Well, I'm just tickling him. I mean, nothing is happening, so that's fine. Maybe there's something else, but I was going for the track. You never know. So we'll come back to that guy later. Tier 5, little French action there in the back, and oh yes. I mean, look at the distance on this thing. Crazy. I probably only moved a few meters in this game. So now we're down to, you know, a heavy and 3 mediums on the enemy team. You've got the tank destroyer. You got a medium running, a tier 6 medium. Tier 6 medium, and it's my cousin. It's the Skoda T25. Something we're shooting towards there. And of course, by the title of the game, so it's no secret, I do achieve the tier 6. And here we go. Another tank, another tank. Tier 4. Boom. Come on, baby. Look at that. And okay. Didn't get that last hit in there. But I'm up to 12 hits. You know, if you got these 3 spotted damages, 3 kills, I mean, it is not bad. Another thing that if I didn't emphasize before, and let me go ahead and make sure that I am very, very clear. The gun depression on these tanks are fantastic. Fantastic. I don't recall the degrees on the tier 4, but the 5 and 6 are 10 degrees. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. The tier 3 was even having some really nice gun depression. And then this guy here, as you can see, playing with the hills here. And oh, I was just a hair too slow. You know, I'm really happy with it. I don't know if it's going to be my go-to tank at tier 4, but as far as Mr. Stock Tank, I was just giggly. Now, I went ahead and did a dangerous move crossing in front of this tank where he could have, if he was paying attention, he could have really ruined my day. But nah, who cares? I'll just come in here and snake it at the end, which was a nice way to end the first game of this tier 4 tank, yeah? Very nice. So here we are, and look at that, 3,000 plus on the experience, and ka-ching, ka-ching, going super fast, and unlocking some stuff there, and now we have the fully upgraded tier 4 medium tank, and we're, you know, you're just a little ways away from a tier 5. It was surprisingly not overly challenging to get, you know, up the ladder here. 12,000-ish is what you should get. And again, I'm not showing every single game, and I'm not showing every single result. I'm just showing you little bits and pieces and sharing some observations and taking you along the journey here as I am selecting and picking out, decorating, upgrading, purchasing, slicing and dicing, you know. So at this point in time now, we have enough for the 12,300 and I think it was 80 experience points to unlock the tier 5 medium tank, which of course now is the Skoda, still a Skoda, always a Skoda, Skoda, T for tank, and it's designated as 24. And now if you look at the T25, whether it's the German one or the tier 6 Czechoslovakian T25, it's interesting, in my opinion, that the hull is, well, I'm going to call it identical. I mean, I know it's not identical to the nth degree, but for the majority of it, it really looks like they just switched out the turrets. But let's just focus on the tier 5. You can see, oh, did you see that glitch right there? That's my computer taking a dump because it's working too hard when it was recording. Anyways, so here's where it really starts getting to be big boy time. Now remember, tier 5 tanks and up are the only tanks where MOEs are recorded. So you can have fun in the lower tanks, tiers, of course, but tier 5 and up is really where you start getting serious if that's how you play your tanks. And, you know, so how am I going to set up this equipment? I'm going up against tier 7. I'm going up against a T29 for crying out loud. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this tank? How are you going to set it up? How does it move? These are the questions that you're asking. How am I going to emphasize my equipment? You know, in the past, I've had some videos where I've discussed, do you make up for a tank's lacking in an ability, or do you emphasize its ability to do something? You know, how do you use your equipment? So with this particular case, again, went with, right now, I'm running in this video, you can see I'm going with the vents, a rammer, and the binoculars there. Really nice gun depression, but you know what? Boom. I didn't need the gun depression right there. That was just straight up HE love for that guy. Over here on this map, just kind of showcasing a little bit of its potential to snipe. I believe it was still in the stock variant. If it's not in the stock, it's very close to it. You can see though, you get some pretty nice rolls, and I want to say this guy was the 75 millimeter gun for its rounds there. Those guys I never were able to get, and this guy was annoying as all get out. Boom. Okay, so you have to be patient. What is it? What do they call that? Cool head, I think, is what it's called, right? You keep on getting ripped on and keep getting hit. All right, so this tank, though, like I said, I mean, look at this thing. Here we go. I still have an HE in there. Sometimes I get caught up. Sometimes I do it on purpose. Sometimes I get caught up and I just don't switch because I don't want to risk a reload. I want to stay in the game and take care of business right now. In this case, though, I had an opportunity to switch it out. Now watch this. This guy has some troll armor. Now remember, this is not a fully upgraded Skoda T24. Oh man, that thing bounced. I'm at half. He has a really fast reload. And I'm just auto-locking. I am not even aiming for good spots, so it's like also another detriment on my part there. But I'm using the terrain and my speed, but mostly the terrain, to really outmaneuver his turret. And boom. That's what I call backing that thing up, right? So I think I came in second place. Didn't really see the stats specifically because I'm doing a really super duper fast forward. And I am correct that it was a stock. Had enough experience to really unlock a good handful of packages. And we're getting up there now. It's like 2,400 until the next package. And then beyond that package would be the tier 6. Now here was an example of, I mean, this is a tier 5 heavy. I'm a tier 5 medium. So, okay, I get it. But still, I was a little depressed that, you know, man, I still have to upgrade this thing because unless you hit him in the cheeks, I was not really able to hurt this T1 heavy. So finally he was taken out, and then here you go. Boom. There's an example there. Standard round, 111 damage. You really want to make sure that when you're fighting somebody, really try to go in there behind someone else in the sense that you are backing them up. You're playing cleanup. You don't want to take this tank in there and be like, I don't care if you're full health. I mean, unless it's an emergency, you do not want to brawl in this tank. You absolutely want to be a conniving, backstabbing, sneaky jerk and take people from the sides, behind, anywhere where they're not looking at you. Because this thing just is gonna, you know, it doesn't have the fastest reload, doesn't have the best armor at all. So there you go. Finally, am upgraded to the top there, and you can see it's a 132 for the standard pen, 11.32 rounds per minute. Aim time is 2.3. Accuracy is 0.36 if my eyes are not deceiving me. So, you know, it's not the worst, it's not the best, but you gotta play this tank to its you know, to its, I was going to say characteristics, but to its advantages. It does not have an exceptionally good view range. Now look at this. So here I was, remember I was telling you how I was running the gun rammer, no GLD, binocs, and vents. And I've decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and switch out the rammer for the GLD. Now watch how this thing plays now that I've changed it out. And I did the same thing for the tier 6 as well, if memory serves. So you can see the aim time is good to go. The reload time is just a little on the behind side, but you know what? There you go. See that? I moved out and I moved in, and notice how the reload time and the aim and circle were matched up perfectly. So you're not going to sit still and exchange shots. You're going to be on the move. Therefore, the GLD is way smarter to do it, or you're going to pop up and over and do some snipey action. that sort of thing. Or even turning your turret. You know, your hull's not moving. You turned your turret, and it blossoms out, blooms out. You got to aim back in because you're sniping. So GLD is the way to go, in my opinion. So there you go. Gosh, do we have enough experience? Do we have enough experience to move on up? I'm not sure. But meanwhile, I am knocking out those checkmates, which are these operations with the Czechoslovakian tanks. Giving me some extra silver. That was pretty fun. And I do have some ×3 boosts, like I've mentioned before, which is what really saved my butt to help accelerate this journey forward. I mean, gosh, granted, I've time-lapsed this thing in some of those situations, but I don't know, 4.5 hours or something like that to go from a tier 1 up to a tier 6. And in this game here, you know, we're just finishing up the tier 5, and we're just right around the corner to getting the tier 6. And by the way, the tier 6 game, the tier 6 tank is the next tank that you get an autoloader in. So that is pretty darn exciting as well. I also understand, if memory serves, that the next autoloader after tier 6 would be the tier 9 and the tier 10. For all intents and purposes, the tier 9 and 10 are the same, but you just get a little bit of a buff to the gun in tier 10, including one more round. So that would be a total of 4, again, if memory serves. This is all new to me. You know, gosh, this stuff just came out, at least for the console, Monday. Today, as I'm recording this for the narrative, the voiceover, this is Tuesday, you know? So, gosh, trying to get on this as fast as I can here for you and learning along the way with you. I really appreciate those comments that you guys put down in the videos down below. You know, I ask questions, you guys give me hints, tips, and we just really exchange information. It's great. Something to point out here, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the Czechoslovakian line, but why the heck am I the only one going to the city? Why is a Matilda and a heavy tank going down the road, driving me nuts? I'm supposed to support people going into the city. Look at everybody going up the Death Valley. Man, you know, you hear Jingles complaining about the test server. I'm going to complain about the public servers, I guess. Whatever. So these guys are taking some fire from the north that are on the Lake Road there. I'm going to try to get in position. Now remember, I do not have very good eyesight. But you know what? I'm going to try to help them out. And you can see they're still taking fire, but uh-oh, I've been Sixth Sense, and oh, hello. What did I say? This tank is not for brawling. But yet, I'm stuck. I have to take care of this. Get your tank turned around really quickly. You don't want the side to be exposed, and there you go. Now get out of there, because I don't know if he has friends behind him. You do have some good top speed once you get going. Now this is later on in the game. You can see they flooded through like a bunch of zombies from the town. Thank goodness I have a light tank backing me up, because, you know, everybody else, of course, intelligently just camps as heavy tanks on the Lake Road. This tier 5 tank here is a great example. This 3-4, this is a great medium, by the way. But look how I'm in reverse and I'm being trolled by a rock. So I shot, I'm out of the way. He shoots and misses. I take advantage moving forward, timing the reload. So my point being is that, and again, this is not like a, hey, look at me. I'm trying to explain that it is doable. You can play to the advantages of this tank. It does have some speed, you know, not maneuverability, but if you play to its strengths, you can eke out what it does have to offer. And it does have things to offer. So here we are, Skoda T24 at 9,751 experience. You know, I can see the marker on the video. I don't know if you can. I mean, we are just almost done. I can almost taste it here, but this I believe was the last game in this tank, and I really wanted to showcase some clips from this game, because staying hull down, not for the purpose of bouncing rounds that are incoming, but for one, hiding, because you want to expose as little as possible of yourself. But man, look at the gun depression. It is beautiful. Now, again, you are not going to carry the game, But because we have a light tank doing a good job of doing what light tanks are supposed to do, as I talk to the population, they were able to he was able to light up some enemies. Now, right now, it looks like it kind of sucks because, oh, well, I don't have anybody to play with. Hello. Tap, tap, ammo rack for 105. Battlefield is dynamic. He's going. He's going to come back. Who knows? Maybe he'll have a friend. We've got other lights. But just stand by. Be patient. Behind. I'm hull down. Using the gun depression. I'm behind vegetation. And I'm being patient. And there you go. Boom. Look at those numbers. 321 meters away. Okay. Hey, cousin. Here, I'll give you some more love. One more, right? One more puts him 9-9. I don't know why he is not trying to save himself. But you know what? It doesn't matter because he's got his friend over there who also wants to say hello to my little friend. And, oh no. Wait. Over the edge. Oh, nope. Never. Didn't happen. So he was just a little too low. Somebody came in and got him. But, you know, with the fire, I'm up to 9 pens, which includes, of course, a fire. You got the 2 criticals, you got a kill, and you have 1 spotted damage. And it's pretty early on in the game. Enough time has passed. You're looking at the mini-map. You know, there's 3 heavies over there. That means we only have 1 heavy that's unaccounted for. I'm feeling pretty confident. Oh, there's a TD. You know, use that mini-map. Use the intel to start making some educated guesses. It's still a guess. Nothing's a guarantee, but you're less blind going into the situation. Again, back up your light tank. React to what he's doing because you can't control him and you're not talking to him. I'm not. So at least I can see what he's doing and then try to take advantage of him being a distraction because that's what your team is. They're distractions. They're not your friends. I'm only half serious, maybe. So that's that new Tier 3 Premium, I think, is what that was. That Russian one. So here we are. We're going to go ahead and... Ooh, he just took a hit. So where's he taking a hit from? Is he taking a hit from that Tier 5 back there? Or is it from over the edge? I think it was this Tier 5, which is my twin. Oh, now he's going to back up. Now look how fast he backs up. Once he gets going, he does have some speed. And remember, again, use your tank to its advantages. So hopefully the sound is lined up. It was a bear trying to repair this thing. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Keep looking somewhere else. I am sixth sensed. So by now, I've obviously made it to 100% for the tank because my sixth sense is now working. But I don't really have much other magic involved with my skills. Here we go, and I'm holding on to it because I didn't want to waste it on the fence. And boom! If you're very close, I'm using the artillery to keep me between the enemy and myself as a shield. But unless you're very close, you don't want to, you want to aim in. But if you're very close, you can go ahead and just do that drive-by shooting stuff in a straight line at an angle. Very challenging. Boom. That guy can really put some hurt on you. But again, he's just unloading. He's not really thinking how to use his weapon correctly, which is great for us. And boom. All right, and that's pretty much the end of my happiness because even though I'm full health, I'm getting it from the rear. Haha. And then, of course, I do have the heavy tank that's creeping around the house here. So our team will eventually win, but I was just surrounded. No bueno, no support. Oh, well. So there you go. And so concludes our fun with the Škoda T24 as we wrap this thing up to, move forward and complete the mission stated, which was to get a Tier 6 tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the tree here. And I'm telling you, I really like the way this tank looks. I like the way it plays. It's fun. But I really do like how it looks. And I'm really excited to see how this T25 is going to play because it's going to be way better than the premium at Tier 5, T25 from Germany. So we have enough to unlock. We've deleted the Tier 5 tank. And here, of course, is the view, the cinematic for the, and I think those guns are really cool. And I like the front sights on those machine guns. And I was thinking, you have front sights, but no one can use them because you're in the tank. But okay. So there you go. Seeing the light of day for the first time, a brand new Škoda T25 at Tier 6. All right, so there you go. We have successfully got the tank. You can see there's only 2 packages for this tank until you go up to Tier 7. We're dressing this thing up as usual. I'm going to be putting on some equipment and all that kind of fun stuff. And I also put on the inscription there because, you know, a lot of my clan mates have the same emblem, same tanks. And so just to be a little more unique, I throw on a little not an emblem, an inscription there. And, you know, equipment-wise, I believe I'm going to go ahead and, you know, go for some of the things I know I can use, such as some binocs and vents. But, you know, as far as it being an autoloader, I may have to hold off on, you know, the rammer and stick with the same plan, which is to go with the GLD, which will come in handy. So, folks, there you go. Thank you much. We started off with the Tier 1, as you can see here. We got it, went all the way up to 2, 3, 4, 5, and ended up with this beautiful tank at Tier 6. So we successfully did it in probably about, you know, less than 5 hours, what have you. Less than 500 free XP. That was pretty darn cool. Thank goodness for those boosts. And I really appreciate you guys standing by me and hanging out with me. I can't even think straight. And most importantly, also due to just having faith in this channel and help me grind it, guys. So you guys take it easy. All right, guys, so that's it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. We started off with the Tier 1 here and made it all the way up to the Tier 6. I mean, that is 6 tiers of tanks, less than 5 hours or so, less than 500 free XP. You guys are with me all the way. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. You know, if you're inclined to, give this video a like. It helps out the channel, and continue to, you know, give a buck for luck. Help grind this channel. You've seen the PayPal. I really appreciate it. We got to get that new computer for this channel. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you later. Girls, you said you had something you wanted to ask them?
Do you guys like our channel? Then please donate and keep our channel running.
Well, that was a nice thought, girls, but you know what comes next.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are one of the 47 Ronin. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.